out, Larry. They didn't just decide on Tuesday. Well,
crash in turn one.
Huge crash, unbelievable crash.
Kyle Busch got into the back of Kasey Kahne. Kahne got turned into the wall as Busch tried to change lanes. And a lot of cars are really torn up. Yes,
some heavy hits.
It's the big one.
Yeah, that started happening before it got to the start-finish line.
Like Kyle went down and Kahne went up. They make a little light contact right here when Kyle looks like he's getting a push from Marcus Ambrose. Starts to move to the outside and catches the back of the 5-car Kahne and sends him around. You see Jamie McMurray, and there goes the 29 of Harvick.
Hamlin got hit by
Ryan Vickers in it now.
Yeah, Hamlin's car. Vickers, Rudeman,
the 70.
Stewart.
Martin Truex Jr. in 56 just basically all but stopped to keep from getting in it. Jeff Burton, you just had talked about him in the 31.
Danica Patrick Gilliland, here it is again.
Yeah, you just gets on that right rear corner, and then Kasey comes off corrects and comes right into the side of the 18-car of Kyle Busch, and then it's on from there.
Yeah, a lot of
16.
A lot of drivers running from third on back were involved in that.
Boy, Danica Patrick does a nice job of avoiding contact.
You see it right here. Just a little nudge at the wrong place.
And Darrell, what we didn't quite see there was Kyle being pushed by Marcus Ambrose into Kahne.
Yeah, I think he was. I think they were going to go the outside and go around Kasey, but didn't time it just right, and Kyle ran into the back, or just barely ran into the back of the 5 of Kasey Kahne, and that sent him sailing. Bunch of really cars, a bunch of cars in here could have won this race.
Yeah, Biffle in the 16. We talked about Casey Mears in the 13 earlier.
But watch Danica back here. She just basically sees this whole thing unfold. All these cars are crashing in front of her. How she keeps from getting run over or run over someone, I do not know.
Threaded a needle.
Well, let's ride with Danica and see how she gets through this.
Spotter had to do a well of a job, and she did too, by not panicking.
Back to 3 wide bottom. Caution up. Go to the bottom. Go to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. All the way. Stop. Right here. Watch right in front of you. I can't see. Really, really good job. Really good job. Get back up to speed.
Patrick makes it through, and we are under caution.
Boy, this makes it a whole new game here.
A car owned by Phil Parsons, another driver who got his first and only Sprint Cup win here at Talladega.
Yeah, right front tire down. I'd say that's what happened to that car, just looking at it. Lap or two, Denny. I just don't see no way. This is crazy. Crazy
They ain't
stuff.
gonna make it.
They got to make it 6 more times.
Oh, there they go.
There we go. There was no way.
Oh, he's hurt Busch Boyer's in it. Bobby Labonte's in it. Stremmy's in it. Jeff Gordon down to the grass.
Nothing else coming from behind you.
And Kurt Busch went over and over. Top.
Right here, the 51 car, Owen Stenhouse, squeezes to the outside.
And that's Yaley in the 36.
And that shoved Yaley down. And look at that 78 car upside down, and then lands on top of Ryan Newman's 39 car.
Bobby Labonte involved.
So it was Stenhouse, the rookie, trying to go 4 wide on the outside, running out of room with his number 17.
Yeah, and running out of time. I mean, he's, you know, desperate. And you see the 36 move down just a little bit. And Yaley and Stenhouse thought he could squeeze by on the next to the wall, and he just couldn't make it. And this gets ugly. Watch this thing.
Right on top of Ryan Newman.
Hadn't Ryan Newman had cars on top of him before here?
I think the 2009 race.
I think you're right.
Brad Keselowski and Carl Edwards coming to the checkered flag.
Boyer's 15 comes up, clogs the track. Both Labonte brothers involved. Stremme,
Jamie
number of those
McMurray.
Smaller teams on the way to a good finish here.
Jeff Gordon sliding down through the mud.
Now watch the 36. The red and white car comes up just a little bit. And that contact with Stenhouse was enough. Then he comes down into Ambrose, and it's on.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88 just squeezed by.
There's Danica. She almost went over.
You see Danica up and against the wall. with Terry Labonte.
Michael Waltrip in the 55 just barely squeezed by.
Let's ride with Danica. J.J. Yaley with Matt Yoakum.
He's pulled the car back in the garage area, and JJ, you've seen several different versions of what took place. Tell me from your vantage point.
I was trying to win a race, and went to the outside and had a great run. Almost got to the lead there the previous lap, and as we were going back straightaway, you know, Ragan trying to side drafted me, and we were just kind of going along fine. And the next thing you know, I got hit in the right rear corner, got me sideways, and spun me back across the pack. And looks like the Stenhouse just went the outside, and just not enough room out there, and just enough to clip me, get me loose, and then it was on from there, a little carnage. But you know, we were trying to feed the kids, trying to win a race, and had a really good run going for Golden Corral, and unfortunately, we got a torp race car now.
All right, thank you, JJ.
Thank you.
Tough break for that 36 small two-car team of Tommy Baldwin, and a tougher break for Kurt Busch. All drivers have climbed from their cars and are okay.
That is 3,300 pounds of race car flipping through the air like a feather.
But Darrell, it definitely looked like Stenhouse thought that Yaley had made just enough move to the inside that it was going to open up a big enough hole for him to get that 17 car.
Remember what we said in the opening? When you make a move, finish it. And that's kind of where I saw that 36. He started to make a move, but then he hesitated. Stenhouse didn't, and we get this big mess.
You're with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Whoa.
What a view. Looking back, Danica's car, the 10 back there, almost went over.
And now you're with Clint Boyer. This is Michael Waltrip.
Stay high, come on. Easy, down, get down. Good, man.
Mikey may have scraped the wall with the right side.
Yeah, because he's actually already been to pit road in that 55 car.
Look at the tumble that Kurt Busch took right on top of hapless Ryan Newman.
Boy, Michael was really, he barely got through there.
Darrell talked about 3,300 pounds. A couple of changes NASCAR made to the roll cage at the top of the windshield was for hits just like that.
Yeah, they doubled up the bars around the front of the windshield up there where this windshield lays back a little bit more. It puts a little more angle on that bar that runs along the edge of the wave post. They doubled it up.
In fact, they added another bar, and it's called the Newman bar.
The Newman bar. This is amazing stuff right here. Look at this.
And hats off to all of our NASCAR on Fox camera crew. They've been out in the weather for most of the 8 hours that we've been on the air to bring you these great pictures of a devastating pileup to go.
And it's a race from here on, no matter what happens.
Johnson looked high. Kenseth to draft with Edwards. Johnson to the bottom. Almirola to the top.
Man, Matt got shuffled out again.
Jimmie Johnson with Carl Edwards, but Kenseth up the middle, coming back. Help from David Ragan. Up to the bumper of Carl Edwards. Ragan in the middle. His teammate Gilliland is the pusher. They're right on the bumper of Edwards. Is there anywhere to go? Ragan to the bottom. Gilliland with him. David Ragan, July winner at Daytona a couple of years ago. Gilliland with him. Edwards up top. Michael Waltrip to help. And here they come off turn 4.
Push, boys, push. Push hard.
Edwards high. Reagan comes up, covers the spot.
Gilliland's got it. He's got it.
Front row racing is in the victory lane at Talladega. Ragan first. Gilliland second.